Is the new Green Deal, which all of the 2020 contenders have endorsed. It would cost $93 trillion, or to every person in this room, $600,000 per each of your households. Do you think that plan, thank you, ma'am, is practical, or have you endorsed it, or do you have another option? Because when I hear that an average American is going to have to spend $600,000 for a new Green Deal, you can understand how people like me don't think that's logical.
The world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change. And your biggest issue is how are we going to pay for it?
Our planet is in a kind of collapse. The natural world is collapsing around us.
You're looking at the faces of the people who are going to be living with these consequences.
The government is supposed to be for the people and by the people.
Basically, there's scientific consensus that the lives of children are going to be very difficult. And it does lead, I think, young people to have a legitimate question. Is it okay to still have children?
Basically, last year I came to the decision that I couldn't bring a child into that.
It doesn't sound so irrational. I mean, we're talking about $51 trillion, the elimination of planes, the elimination of cows, a railway, no planes. I guess nobody can go to Hawaii anymore. It doesn't sound that rational to me.
It isn't rational because those are the things that Donald Trump said.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want to correct. I just had, because this seemed like we were making news on this show, the unwilling to work thing was in her backgrounder. That has been absolutely confirmed. You're saying
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Okay, so NBC and lots of other news outlets are saying that was in the background, and you're saying it's fraudulent.
That's erroneous.
When some of these children who are here are my age, here's what it's going to be in less than 50 years. You've heard of off the charts.
The climate's going to break down. Is it in 2040? It's just slightly, so they don't actually. It's sort of slightly over the horizon, or it's just on the horizon. So we're aware of 2040, but we're not going to be held to our forecast. Even during the Nazi period, you see this strain of anti-industrialization, and it happens to be the case that the first political party anywhere in the world to have a wind power program was the Nazi Party, and 6 weeks after invading the Soviet Union, Adolf Hitler was telling his dinner companions that wind power is the future.
2011, my wife and I were in Antarctica, renewing our vows, and the scientists came to give us presentations about global warming, and they had cores of ice that they had drilled. So they're going through the second or third core, and they said, 275,000 years ago, this was the temperature, blah, 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 blah. And then 55,000 years ago, the world was 2 degrees warmer Celsius than it is today. And I said, well, you mean the whole world? He says, yes. And although the gas may have exacerbated it, in the cosmos of time, it's not a fart in the wind.